Hi, everybody. Welcome to your weekly soul juice. So, this is really a great topic, especially if you're ready to do a little self inquiry. It's very powerful. And, I learned this from one of my favorite mentors years and years and years ago. And her name is and was Debbie Ford. And she created this extraordinary course called the Shadow Process. And it was a 2.5 day course that I did when I was in San Diego. And I remember walking into the room and literally starting to cry. I didn't know why at the time, but later it was like one of the most extraordinary journeys of my life. And I actually worked with Debbie Ford and some amazing, amazing people for 8 years. Well, one of the things that she did, it was this very powerful process about our shadows, because our shadows are those things that we don't want to look at, but they're such beautiful parts of who we are, and they make up our wholeness. And it's when we continue to deny those parts of us that we're hiding, or we think we're hiding, and we're resisting, and that we think are bad or wrong, that really, keeps us. It keeps us from being fully expressed in the world and who we are. And one of the things she said, which I loved, she said, now, if you went to a park and you were sitting on a park bench and there were people walking all around you, who's the only person you can't see? It's you. You're the only one you can't see. So how do we discover ourselves? How do we find out who we are? What are those things? What are the patterns? What are the behaviors that we need to take a look at? Well, it's through our relationships. It's through other people. And I always say we learn the most about ourselves in intimate relationships, which is so true. And I just started getting into one, and it's a little scary, but it's also very exciting because I am already learning more about me. So let me tell you about this fabulous process. So what she had us do was she had us write down all the things that triggered us or annoyed us about other people. And so we did this like all day. We just had our little list. We wrote down like mean or rude or annoying or jealous or dishonest, all those things that just annoy us about other people. And how could they be that way, right? And I remember when it was time to do this process, which was beautiful, where someone was like in the hot seat, right? And then there were two people sitting in front of you. And you had your list, and what you did is you picked like the top 3 things that really, like they were really the ones that really got you, right, about people. And you picked those up, and those were your top 3. Hi, everybody. It's so great. Rochelle, oh, honey, I'm talking about our girl. Isn't this exciting? And so I remember I had mean on my list twice. And I was like, oh my God. And so of course that was one of the top ones. And I'm sitting there and I said, okay, and you had to say it out loud, and these people would witness it for you, and then they would repeat it back to you. That's how this went. So I am sitting there going, I am, and I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. I'm not kidding. The energy that I had been holding about being a mean person was so intense, you guys. It was just like I couldn't hardly utter the words. The tears were rolling down my face. I was like, finally I got it out. I am mean. I just started to sob. And of course they reflected that back to me. You are mean. And I'm like, my eyes are rolling back in my head. I'm like, no. And it was such a beautiful thing, because there came a point when I could actually be okay with that. That it was actually like, I was almost like neutral about it, where I could really just own it, that was a part of my humanity, that I have been mean, and I've been pretty mean in my lifetime. And we've all had moments where we've been mean. Yeah, there's been moments when we've been rude. There's been moments when we've been dishonest, when we've been envious and jealous and compare ourselves with other people. So the best thing to know is that when someone has triggered you in that way, look and see what it is that is triggering you about them. And this is where you can get a lot of liberation and freedom, because we've all done all of it. We've all experienced all of those things. So it's not like they're bad and we're not, because we've done it at some point in our life. We've been all of those things. So if you can take a look at that and go, wow, I'm feeling like this person is really insecure and needy. Well, have you ever felt insecure and needy? I know I have, and I know that one was a really, really big trigger for me. I had a dear friend of mine, a roommate, a few years back, and I just hated that she was needy. I thought she was so needy. And you know what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't give her the attention and the love and the listening that she was needing. No. I was like, oh, she's so needy. And I was like so resistant about it. And like, how could she? I'm like, I was and it really created this tension in our relationship. And when I finally realized, wow, have you ever been needy, Susan? Have you ever been insecure? Oh, many times. And I thought, wow, what is it? I remember when I shifted it to actually giving her what she needed, which was love, someone to listen to her, someone to acknowledge her and tell her, way to go, good job. Thanks for all the hearts, you guys. I love that. And it was amazing what happened. It was like, wow, because that's really what it's about. We really want to feel deeply connected in our relationships with people, right? I know I do. And because I feel like, and because of the beautiful work I did with Debbie Ford years ago, I know that my humanity is divine. And when I can hold that way and really honor it and acknowledge all those emotions and the feelings as they come up as part of who I am, and love them and get the gift, because there's many gifts in all of it. Believe me, I did lots of work on this. It just allows me to be such an understanding, compassionate person in the world, and understand that, God, we're all in this together, and that is how we learn about each other, is being open and vulnerable and sharing those parts of ourselves that we think are so bad and so wrong when they're not. It's really when we judge something that there's that separation, right? Judgment creates separation. So if we can just start to, so even the guy that cuts you off in tracking, you go, what a, rude, blah, blah, blah. Well, I know you've done it. I know I've done it. And what if we could just shift our perception about, like, wow, maybe they're really late for work and they're on the you're going to get fired list if they're late one more day. It's just a simple shift in perception there. But again, look at those triggers. When people trigger you, when they're annoying you, stop, check it out, go, wow, have I ever done that before? Yes. 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a big yes. And then say, wow, is there a part of me that I haven't totally acknowledged, that I haven't totally loved into my wholeness or accepted as part of my fabulous humanity and my divinity, right? So just take a minute and take a look. And then you're going to have so much more available, so much more of you available in the world, more of your light, more of your love, more of your laughter, more of your fun, right? So, yeah, I thought this would be a timely one for this new year to kind of really set us straight that our humanity, those dark parts of ourselves, they're amazing too. Okay, they're only not amazing when we don't recognize them, when we don't acknowledge them, when we don't bring them back into the wholeness of who we are. So I hope that gave you a little something to play with, and really play with it. Be curious. Don't, hi everybody. Hi Teresa. Oh, you guys are so awesome. And you know, this is really a discovery process, right? And we are going to be challenged. We are going to be challenged over and over and over and again. It's how we look at those challenges. If you can embrace them, like, come on, I got this. Because that's how I look at a challenge. They're not always comfortable, yes, but you know what? We're not going to stretch and expand and grow and be all of who we are here in our comfort zone. It just, you know, I wish it was different. It's not. They're going to be there. But it's how, when they come to you, go, okay, guess what? I'm expanding. This opportunity is for me because I believe with all my heart, I actually know this, and I trust this, that God, your beloved, the cosmos, universe, source, whatever that is for you, is always, 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 always working on your behalf. Always. It's always for you. That's how much you're loved. That's how much you're loved. So just know that. And you're incredible, and thanks all for being here, and I hope this little bit of soul juice is going to help you this week and beyond. And be kind to yourself as you do this. This isn't about judging. Remember, we want to try and just notice the judgment. And again, if we think people are judgmental, bring it back here and notice how many times you've been judgmental, and to go ahead and embrace and honor, acknowledge the judge inside of you. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for listening and being here. And next week, I'm going to talk about why, you know, we have a thought, we have a knowing. Spirit is really, we're dialed in, we know, or we're not even dialed in, but we know there's something we want to do. We have this intent. Yes, I want to get up earlier tomorrow and I want to go work out, or yes, I want to change this, or yes, I want to do this, or yes, I want to stretch and do this, and we don't. So I want to talk about that next week, about how you can shift out of that intent, that beautiful knowing on what's best for you, what's going to get you to your greatest destiny, and why you don't, and some really fun little tools to get you there. Okay, I love you guys. You're the best, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye.